Dying man says final goodbye to his dog, but the dog's reaction will make you cry. As a kind and loving man lay dying in his hospital bed, his cherished dog was brought in for a final goodbye. What happened next was so deeply moving it will bring tears to your eyes and leave your heart aching. Aaron Wilson was an ordinary man living a simple, fulfilling life in California. As a landscaper, he found joy in his work, not just in shaping something beautiful, but also in the creativity and freedom it provided. Over the years, he met countless people, formed acquaintances, and even built lasting friendships through his profession. One day, on his way home from work, Aaron took a shortcut through a cemetery, shaving 15 minutes off his walk. It seemed like the logical route, until he noticed something unusual up ahead. In the middle of the graves, an animal stood in his path. As Aaron walked closer, he realized the animal was a small, frightened puppy. The little dog looked hungry and neglected, its fur dirty and matted from lack of care. Without hesitation, Aaron removed his belt, fashioning it into a makeshift leash. He gently led the pup home, knowing that despite its rough condition, it deserved love and a fresh start. It was clear that it had been abandoned, and Aaron saw it as his duty to help the poor animal out. The little dog was a boxer, and Aaron decided to name it Mocha. He cleaned her up, got rid of her fleas, made sure she was fed and watered, and set about trying to find her owners. The only thing was that no one had reported a puppy missing. No matter how hard Aaron looked, he couldn't find Mocha's owners. It was as if she had just appeared or sprung up out of the ground or something. And so, being the kind-hearted guy that he was, Aaron decided that he would keep Mocha for himself and give the beautiful little animal the life that she truly deserved. It was the least he could do, as he would have hated to see her go to a shelter or some other cold institution. Over the next 6 years, Aaron and Mocha formed as close a bond as any man and their dog ever had. The two of them seemed to be best friends, and they barely ever separated. Mocha would even sometimes accompany Aaron to work and sit happily watching him landscaping all day long. One of their favorite things to do was to go for long walks through the nearby forest. It was calm and quiet, and Aaron could just enjoy the silence and be at one with nature. As Mocha happily zoomed around, chasing sticks, barking at birds, and stretching her legs, they would eventually find a patch of grass to sit down on, or maybe a log, and relax and enjoy the small picnic that Aaron had packed for them. Despite only being around half an hour's drive from their home, this kind of little break felt like they were a million miles away from the hustle and bustle of the ordinary, everyday world. Aaron and Mocha loved it, and they truly valued their time together. But one day, Aaron woke up with a headache. It was a very bad headache, and it felt like his head was splitting open. He had never suffered from migraines or anything like that before, so he assumed that he had suddenly got one of those for some reason. But over the course of the next few hours, the pain didn't ease. In fact, it got much, much worse. He ended up nearly collapsing and taking himself to the hospital to be checked out. This was surely not something normal. Aaron was right to be concerned. The doctors carried out several tests and checks and discovered that he was suffering from a ventricular brain hemorrhage. This is a severe and life-threatening condition where there is bleeding. Inside or around the ventricles in the brain, this kind of intracranial bleeding can put pressure on the all-important nerve cells and cause irreversible damage to them, resulting in brain injury or even death. The condition needs to be treated properly and decisively in order to fix it and maintain any hope of the person surviving and living a normal life. In many cases, it happens randomly and seems almost cruel and unfair. Unfortunately, despite the doctor's best efforts, Aaron fell into a coma where he remained for quite some time. This is both a bad thing and a good thing. Ideally, a person should not be in a coma at all. But on the other hand, it gives medical professionals a small opportunity to still treat them and the underlying cause while the body rests. That's why doctors and surgeons endeavored to fix the bleeding and reverse any damage that Aaron might have suffered. They speculated that the sudden medical disaster may have been caused by Aaron's blood pressure. That, combined with the fact that he loved his energy drinks, could have been a recipe for disaster. Yet, even though doctors tried everything that they could think of to help Brian recover, there was still no change in his situation. Now, Aaron's family was faced with the heartbreaking decision of whether to turn the life support system off and let him die peacefully. It was the most difficult and soul-destroying of decisions to make. On the one hand, Aaron might get better eventually if doctors were able to figure something out, But on the other hand, his brain would probably be far too damaged for him to have any quality of life. They weighed up the pros and cons of each decision and ultimately decided it would be for the best for Aaron's life support to be withdrawn. The family prepared to say their goodbyes, though they knew that the moment wouldn't be complete without a certain someone. Who meant the world to Aaron? Mocha. It was clear that Mocha had missed Aaron while he had been in hospital. So it only seemed right that she, too, should have the opportunity to see him one last time. Luckily, the hospital staff agreed to the family's request. Usually, dogs are not allowed inside hospitals, but they understood the importance of Mocha to Aaron and vice versa. So the dog was brought to the hospital, where she found Aaron's mother, father, and sister waiting. They then sadly entered Aaron's room to say their final goodbyes before the life support system was turned off. Mocha's first reaction would usually be to run up and jump on Aaron, greeting him, licking him, and sniffing him. But that day, she seemed quite reserved, even a little shy and timid. This was not like Mocha at all, as she was usually a very outgoing dog. It was as if she sensed the gravity of the moment, understanding the deep sadness that filled the room. Mocha sniffed around Aaron, her tail tucked between her legs. Gently, Aaron's mother lifted her and placed her on the bed beside him. Curling up next to her beloved owner, Mocha nestled close, softly sniffing his face as if trying to hold onto his scent. She still appeared timid and anxious, but it was clear she recognized Aaron, even with the tubes and wires surrounding him. Gently, Mocha licked his face and let out a quiet whine, turning to his family as if pleading for someone to help her beloved owner. But there was nothing anyone could do. It was as if, at that moment, Mocha understood. Her posture shifted, resigned, and heartbroken. Seeing her pain, Aaron's sister gently lifted his hand and placed it on Mocha's back as if he were comforting her one last time. It was a heartbreaking yet beautiful sight. The bond between them was undeniable, and watching Mocha grieve was enough to bring everyone in the room to tears. Aaron's family vowed to care for her, ensuring she would have a happy and fulfilling life. But no matter how much love she received, Mocha would always carry a deep, unspoken longing for Aaron, one that words could never fully express. What an incredible story! If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment below. See you in the next video.